Guidelines on the appropriate goal-aggressive acts in sports. What is guidelines on appropriate goal-aggressive acts in sports? Goal-aggressive acts in sports are actions driven by the desire to achieve success, score, or win without causing unnecessary harm or violating ethical principles. These acts differ from hostile aggression, which is intended to inflict harm. The following guidelines outline the appropriate use and management of goal-aggressive acts in sports. First, understand the nature of goal aggression. Second, maintain ethical boundaries. Third, control emotional responses. Fourth, promote safe and respectful play. Fifth, implement educational programs. Sixth, roles of coaches and officials. Seventh, encourage positive motivation. And lastly, provide psychological support. Understand the nature of goal aggression. Goal aggression means playing hard to win while still following the rules and showing respect to others. It is the kind of aggression that helps athletes focus, compete, and perform better, not to hurt others but to reach their goal. This type of aggression is motivated by success, not by anger or revenge. For example, I have three. In basketball, a player drives strongly to the basket to score points. In soccer, a defender tackles firmly to get the ball, not to injure the opponent. And in volleyball, a player spikes the ball with power to earn a point. That's why understanding goal aggression helps athletes know the difference between being competitive and being violent. It encourages players to stay determined and disciplined and respectful, making competition both safe and fair. Maintain ethical boundaries. Maintaining ethical boundaries means that athletes should always compete with honesty, respect, and fairness. Even when playing aggressively to win, they must still follow the rules and show respect to their teammates, opponents, and game officials. Aggression in sports is acceptable only when it stays within the limit of fair play. This means that athletes should not cheat, argue with referees, or try to harm others just to gain an advantage. Instead, they should focus on playing clean, showing discipline, and keeping good sportsmanship. For example, a basketball player should avoid committing intentional fouls or taunting opponents. A soccer player should stop play if an opponent is injured instead of taking advantage of the situation. A volleyball player should accept the referee's decision respectfully even if they disagree. So, by maintaining ethical boundaries, athletes show that true victory comes from skills, efforts, and respect, not from breaking rules or hurting others. Control emotional responses. Controlling emotional responses means managing feelings like anger, frustrations, or excitement during a game so that they don't lead to harmful or violent actions. Sports can be very intense, and emotions often run high, but good athletes know how to stay calm and focused even in stressful situations. When players lose control of their emotions, they might react in ways that hurt others or cause penalties, such as shouting at referees, arguing, or playing too rough. To avoid this, athletes can use simple techniques to stay composed. I have three examples. First is deep breathing. It helps relax the body and clear the mind. Second, visualization. Imagining positive plays or successful outcomes to stay confident. And lastly, self-talk. Using encouraging words like stay calm or focus to keep control. By managing emotions well, athletes can think clearly, make better decisions, and perform at their best. Emotional control shows maturity and discipline, two important qualities of a true sports professional. Promote safe and respectful play. Promoting safe and respectful play means making sure that everyone plays hard but also plays fair. Athletes should always remember that sports are not just about winning, they are also about protecting each other and showing respect on and off the field. Coaches play an important role in teaching players how to compete safely. They must train athletes to use the correct techniques to prevent accidents or injuries. For example, learning the right way to tackle in soccer or to fall in basketball helps avoid harm to both players. Respect should always be shown at all times to teammates, opponents, referees, and the game itself. Athletes should avoid trash talking, rough play, or unsportsmanlike behavior. When safety and respect are prioritized, everyone can enjoy the game, improve their skills, and create a positive and supportive sports environment. Implement educational programs. Implementing educational programs means giving athletes regular training or learning opportunities to help them understand how to use aggression properly in sports. These programs can include workshops, seminars, or team talks about managing emotions, playing fairly, and showing respect. Through these activities, athletes learn how to control their feelings, especially during intense games, and how to stay focused on performance instead of reacting with anger or violence. They also learn the difference between being assertive, playing with confidence and determination, and being hostile, playing with anger or bad intentions. For example, an assertive player goes for the ball with energy and purpose, while a hostile player tries to hurt or provoke others. By attending educational programs, athletes become more disciplined, respectful, and self-aware, which helps them improve not only as a player but also as responsible individuals. Roles of coaches and officials. Coaches and officials plays a very important role in keeping the sports safe, fair, and respectful. They help guide athletes to use aggression in the right way for performance, not for harm. Coaches should always set a good example by showing calmness, respect, and discipline. When players see their coach behaving properly, they are more likely to do the same. Coaches must also correct or discipline players right away if they show dangerous or disrespectful behavior such as fighting, trash talking, or playing too roughly. Officials like referees or umpires should also apply the rules fairly and consistently in every game. By doing this, they help prevent harmful acts and remind players that aggressive or violent behavior will not be tolerated. When coaches and officials work together, they create a positive sports environment where athletes can compete hard, stay safe, and respect one another. Encourages positive motivation. Encouraging positive motivation means helping athletes focus on self-improvement, teamwork, and fair competition instead of trying to dominate others aggressively. When players are motivated by personal goals, love for the sport, they perform better and enjoy the game more. Coaches can do this by teaching athletes to set clear and realistic goals, like improving their speed, strength, or teamwork. This helps players to stay motivated for the right reasons, which is to get better and support their teams, not just to overpower opponents. It's also important to recognize efforts, discipline, and skills rather than just aggressive behavior. Praising players for good teamwork, respect, and clean play builds a positive sports culture where success is achieved through hard work and cooperation. By focusing on positive motivation, athletes learn that true victory comes from dedication and respect, not from aggression or hostility. Provide psychological support. Providing psychological support means giving athletes the mental and emotional help they need to handle stress, pressure, and intense competition. Sports can be mentally challenging and athletes may feel anxious, frustrated, or angry at times. That's why psychological guidance is important. Sports psychologists can teach athletes how to stay calm and focused during the games. They help players manage their emotions, build confidence, and turn their energy or aggression into positive performance instead of negative behavior. Counseling and mental conditioning also help athletes understand themselves better. Through this, They learn how to control their reactions, stay motivated, and keep a healthy mindset. With proper psychological support, athletes can channel aggression in a productive way, perform at their best, and maintain both mental health and good sportsmanship. In conclusion, appropriate goal aggressive acts are vital for competitive success but must remain within ethical and safety limits. Athletes, coaches, and officials share responsibility in ensuring that aggression serves as a positive force for performance, not as a source of harm. That is all. Thank you for listening.